Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? That's from Sweeney Todd. Sorry, I'm getting fussed out again.
Nice. Johnny.
This is the Wrestling Diaries, the podcast show for the average Joe. I'm your host, Mitchell Roulane. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Pocket Cast. Leave us a review. It helps us show up in more algorithms. Go to YouTube, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell right there for more content. We release once, probably twice a week here in the future because we're doing these street interviews now. And we're also in a different location for people watching the videos right now. This is just an alternate place. I fired my last guy, so that's what happened. That's what he gets for being a butthole. Just kidding, Matt. Anyway, today I have Mr. Jim Wright.
That'd be me.
What's up, Jim?
What it do? Chilling.
What it do?
Got my filter coffee.
Your filter coffee. Where did that come from?
It's great. Filter is it's downtown, 5 Points.
Oh, okay.
They have really good coffee. This is the rosemary sea salt.
Rosemary sea salt.
Latte.
So, Jim, you are the significant other of a person that I had on several weeks ago or a month ago. I don't remember when Emily was on. How long have you known Emily? And how did you two get together? We'll just start right there.
Oh, wow. Okay, what a story. Let's go with it. So, yeah, we met at, we met at a Mardi Gras party.
Oh, wow.
That we had.
In Mobile?
No, like at my house.
Oh, nice.
I live in a house with 5 to 12 roommates. And,
you poor thing.
Not literally 12, but I don't know. It fluctuates and there's a lot of us. It's like rock climbing community.
Oh,
anyway.
That's right. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we met at a Mardi Gras party that we had back in February. And,
you didn't throw any beads, did you?
No. Well, I mean, there were beads somewhere involved in the party. But, we met there and, and then, just talked for a while. And then, but we didn't really see each other except for at the gym, here and there. Yeah. After that, at the climbing gym. And then, we ended up, in May, my friends and I were going on a trip to the Red River Gorge, which is a place in Kentucky, which is a very famous climbing destination, like worldwide famous. And
right.
And so we were going there for a weekend, and it was that was my first time to ever go to the Red. Super stoked, and I saw her in the gym, and I was like, "Yo, me and the homies are going to the Red." Wait, because you like climbing. Would you like to come this weekend? And I had to leave late that Friday, which is a long drive. It's a 7-hour drive.
Yeah.
And so I had to leave late because I was getting off work late. I was getting off work at 8 o'clock or something like that. And so I was just gonna be driving through the night, just just straight wilding. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "Yeah, I'd be down to go. Maybe, I'll get back to you and let you know."
Yeah.
For sure.
So this essentially was the first time you're kind of asking her out in a way.
Yeah.
Pseudo.
Yeah. Little did I know.
Yeah, right.
And so, because I didn't know that we would end up just riding together. But she said, she was like, "Well, I'd have to leave late too because I get off work kind of late Friday as well." And I was like, "Oh, well, you could ride with me should you decide to go." And so she ended up getting back with me and saying that she'd go. And then so I don't know, we didn't end up leaving. I picked her up Friday night. We didn't end up leaving probably until 9 o'clock because we rode around for a while trying to find coffee because we were we're gonna do some coffee, but nowhere was open. And so then we just coasted through that whole drive on gas station coffee, on a lot of gas station coffee, and
it's nothing but sugar.
And so anyway, I showed up to pick her up that night, and we were stoked, and we just stayed up, drove through the entire night, and just really hit it off, and the rest was history.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How about them apples?
Yeah.
He swept you off your feet, Emily. People are wondering why I'm looking this way because Emily's sitting in the guest couch over there for moral support. So what's the deal with this climbing stuff, man? What do you like to? First of all, I'll ask you because I was asking her when she was on the show about the climbing stuff. But how did you get into that, and why do you like doing it? What Where does that origin story start at?
Oh man, like how did I get into climbing in the first place? I mean, well, like when I was in high school, I like started getting really into like adventurous activities. You know, like it started with backpacking and camping and just all of that stuff, and like kayaking, and then
You're very like outdoorsy, adventurous person.
Yeah, and I had like my best friend. We just like did all that stuff together, and then we had another friend that ended up ended up going to school at Auburn, and they had like a little climbing wall at their rec. So he got into climbing through that, and I had already like me and my best friend Kyle, we had already like you know, just through GoPro videos and stuff like that, just because we were interested in that type of thing. You know, we were on YouTube and like we'd see like GoPro videos of like rock climbing and stuff. That's already something that we knew that like, oh man, we'd be really into that. And then our buddy Mark, who went to Auburn, ended up getting into it through their climbing wall at the rec, and he hit us up one time and he was like, hey, I'm going on an outdoor climbing trip, would you guys want to come? And we were like, yeah. And so like we went, and then like right after that we were like, all right, that was awesome, we got to get into this. Then we ended up getting our own gear and stuff, and but like we didn't live anywhere close to climbing at all. So, and like we went to school in Troy, and I mean there's like the only time we could ever go climb would be like outdoors once every, you know, few months when we like had time to. So we would like do that, but that's not really climbing, you know, like, because climbing's something like, you know, it's like if you try to be good at football but you played football once every few months, like it's something that you gotta like do daily if you want to like,
you have to hone your skills.
Yeah, if you want to like actually progress in it. So I didn't like start actually climbing until I moved here after I graduated, and then started going to High Point. So like really like I was like obsessed with it without the ability to really do it, because like I mean like we would drive as much as like we needed to go do it, but also like we were in a really rigorous program in college, so that like I mean we had to work like.
What'd you go to school for?
Athletic training.
Okay, cool. You a PE teacher?
Sports medicine. So athletic training is like, you know, when you see a football player like break their neck and like
with someone's like wrapping someone's knee.
The person that goes out there on the field and puts them on the spine board and takes care of them and everything.
Cool.
So it's like emergency medical care, but also like just like injury evaluation and diagnosis. Technically, we're not supposed to use the term diagnosis because we're not actually the doctor, so we use the term clinical impression. But like, but I mean, somebody.
It's specific to sports stuff.
Yeah, and then we do the rehabilitation and prevention and all of that. Yeah. So it's an allied healthcare profession. We work under the direct supervision of a physician, but a orthopedic specialist.
Right.
Typically, I mean, sometimes team physicians are not orthos. I mean, usually,
yeah. Cool.
So yeah. We
you were talking about moving to Birmingham and getting into the climbing scene.
Yeah. We didn't like have actually time to like do it because like we had to work on the weekends because of how like the didactics and stuff of our college program. Yeah. And then I moved here after I graduated, and then that's when I really started climbing.
What do you for your what is it? What did you call it again? The personal training. Oh my god, there's something
athletic training.
My eye. Oh, hold on. Okay, that's good now.
You good?
Yes, I'm great. Cool. It's gonna be hilarious. Don't cut that out. What school do you work at a school or like what?
Yeah. So I'm an outreach athletic trainer. I'm contracted at a school by a physical therapy company. Mm-hmm. So like the school that I work at, it's Galera High School. Is like our affiliate. It's they're like the school acts as an affiliate for us. And so like I don't actually work for the school, but I work at this. It's my place of work.
You're kind of like a contractor, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, I just go to the school every day and cover whatever sports are going on, you know, like practices and then all of the events for all of those. Like it's a 6A high school, and I'm the sole athletic trainer for all of the sports teams that exist at that school. Nice. And so I'm at all the events and practices, and typically like I have to split it up. I like and like be primarily at the like highest risk ones at any given time. So like football being the highest risk.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like when football's going on and volleyball's going on at the same time, I'm at the football field, but I take care of everybody.
What's one of the worst like injuries you've had to administer to doing the job that you do?
I mean, we've had some head and neck injuries. Like, you know, I've had a kid who I spine boarded, and I suspected possible like cervical fracture.
Jeez.
Ended up being like mild nerve damage. Could very well have been a fracture. Fortunately, wasn't. But I mean, I would say like that's, you know, realistically, that's kind of the worst. But not even really. I don't know. What people recognize as the worst isn't typically like what is actually the worst. You know, like people would think like if somebody has like a compound fracture, meaning the bone has like punctured through the skin,
right?
You know, it's blood and broken bone and everything. They would like acknowledge that as like the worst. You know, just it's gruesome. But I mean, really, I mean, I've had a lot of spine fractures, like lumbar spine fractures, and you know, disc herniations and stuff like that. And really, like in terms of how that affects the athlete, like progressing, moving forward, especially in like their athletic career, if they intend to play sports like for the rest of their life. I mean, those are the kind of the worst ones that I deal with, and I deal with those frequently. Like we have a lot, like I see a lot of like lumbar spine injuries, and then those like kind of like acute traumatic like C-spine injuries. I haven't had a crazy one. I haven't had anybody break their neck and become paralyzed, but yeah, those are what I would say are the worst. You know, I've taken care of like actually like an athlete's grandmother who was at a game and had a compound fracture, tib-fib, so tibia, fibula, the bones of the lower leg. It was a compound fracture and the bone came through, and we had to like set it and put it in and pack it and everything. Nice. And like people like react the most heavily to that, but that's not like the actual worst. The actual worst is those like spinal injuries that we see, and I actually see those really too frequently. That's the nature of football. What's
the worst injury you've sustained on the things that you do? Obviously, you're a very active guy, very athletic. So, like, what have you gotten injured pretty badly in doing anything like training or climbing or?
Yeah, nothing in like my adult life. I've when I was I think I was like 10. When I was 10, I broke my arm, and that was a lateral epicondyle fracture. And then I ended up re-breaking it in the exact same way, like not long after I was cleared from the first one. And the first time it happened playing football, the second time it happened skateboarding. But that was like when I was like 10 and 11 years old. So nothing crazy like in climbing or anything. I don't have any crazy like climbing fall story to tell or anything like that.
Yeah. Wow. So when you're like climbing and stuff like that, I was asking Emily this when she was on the show, like, do you get some kind of like, I don't know, what do you get? Do you get like some kind of adrenaline rush or a head rush, or like, are you just kind of like, oh, this is what I'm doing. I like doing this. Like, I like this coffee. Like, what do you feel when you're climbing? Like, is it that deep? Or is
Stoke. That's what we call it. We have a stoke meter.
You're stoked. Yeah. Stoked meters in the green, bro.
Yeah. No, I don't know. So I've always been like really obsessed with just like fitness in general and climbing. Right. It was like, you know, weightlifting before it was climbing, and I really liked that, but it was kind of like a little bit monotonous.
It is very.
And then I found climbing, and it was like, all right, well, cool. This is like fitness that's like super fun, you know. And I mean, I am an adrenaline junkie, so I get a little bit of adrenaline out of it, but like not really, because it doesn't like make me feel scared or anything ever. Like I don't ever feel like there's potential of me getting hurt or anything when I'm climbing, because it's like, I mean, we do it safely, you know. And like if you know what you're doing and you do it right, you're like risks are very low. I mean, like it's in terms of adrenaline, like I get adrenaline on my motorcycle way more than I do climbing.
Oh, you have a motorcycle?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, like my dad raised me on motorcycles, so like motorcycles have been a huge part of my life for like pretty much ever. Nice. I don't ride much anymore, like just because I'm always like on the go trying to like hurry everywhere I'm going. And
what kind of motorcycle do you have?
It's a Honda Fury. So it's like it's a 1300. And so it's a big boy, but it's like it's Honda's chopper. Like Honda, you know, they don't really like make just like manufactured choppers, but they got this one that's kind of choppery, but also like it's a little bit sporty for a chopper.
Yeah,
and that's what the Honda Fury is.
Nice. Emily, you been on the back of that hog? Why not?
Yeah,
isn't that the thing? Like he's like the hot guy on the motorcycle. You're like, oh, can I have a ride, please? Hot guy on the motorcycle.
No, I mean we've talked about making that happen, but like I said, like I don't ride much anymore, so we're like I'm always on the go, and like really, I mean, like for real, I've not ridden much in like the past year, and so like yeah, we just kind of haven't made that happen. Yeah, we're like always on the busy, like rushing, going and doing something somewhere, and like it's just like so. Like the problem with like a motorcycle is it takes forever to like get ready, and get on the bike. Like I can't be like, oh man, I'm 10 minutes late for work already. Let me hop on the bike. It like the bike will get me there faster, but like you got to gear up and everything. Yeah. So I'm always like hopping in my car to go where I'm going because it's just like I'm trying to get everywhere I go quick.
Yeah, my brother has a Kawasaki Ninja, and he'll only take it if he's like leaving early for work, but most of the time he's always late. So he just hops in his van.
Exactly.
That's time to put my helmet and my jacket on.
Yeah, dude. Like it's such a thing. Like I mean, I love my motorcycle and I love riding. It's rare. It's very rare for me to be ready to leave in time to put my jacket and my helmet and my earplugs, like all of that on. Because I have to wear earplugs. When I ride, because I have really loud pipes. Like I got these pipes, they're just like way louder than I wanted them to be.
For some reason, I want to be like, oh, cool, bellow out a note real quick.
Yeah,
got some good pipes. If you ever get back into riding it like more primarily, let me know, man, because I know a motorcycle chapter I can hook you up with.
Oh yeah,
yeah. If you're comfortable with gun running, though.
Yeah. Oh, dude, love gun running. Do it all the time.
Gun running and working for the cartel.
Yeah.
Well, not working with the cartel.
That's what gets me going.
Me and Shine have been watching Sons of Anarchy a lot lately.
Yeah,
so
I watched like the first season of that. It's a cool show.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We're on season 6, so we got like one season left, and yeah, I didn't think Shine would like a show like that just because it's very like volatile and violent, and but she eats it up, man.
Yeah,
she loves this love story between Jax and Tara.
Yeah,
she's gonna be very.
Yeah,
never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say on it either. It's like I said, I only watched the first season, but it seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty. I think the guy that wrote it or directed it worked with actual like Hell's Angels, and actually, there's a former Hell's Angel that plays one of the actors in the show. I found that out.
That's wild. Yeah. Hell's Angels, crazy.
Yeah, but he like studied them. He had some people come in, and he wrote the show off of that. He also wrote. A lot of people don't know this, but he wrote the show based off of the story of Hamlet. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
cool. I'm not good at like finishing shows. So
really, well, you're so busy though, because you're always moving and going out and stuff.
I don't
like,
make time to watch.
You and Emily
really.
Don't strike me as the kind of people that like, Netflix binge and all that stuff. I'm kind of like in between. I'm very active. Me and Shine, like we like to go hiking and we work out a lot and do all these things, but we're also partial couch potatoes. Yeah, so it's like,
no, I can resonate. I mean, like we do that. We be chilling. We be couch potatoing sometimes, but it's not like.
Sometimes you need that.
Yeah, but
you need both. Like you can't just sit on your ass all day.
Yeah,
and, like, not do anything. You got to go outside and feel the sunshine or something.
We don't very often like sit around and like watch a whole show, especially if it's one that like requires a whole lot of attention. Like, I mean, recently we watched like a really good little cartoon series from beginning to end, and it was really good, and we enjoyed it a lot.
What is it? What's the cartoon series?
Over the Garden Wall.
Okay.
It's like it was on Cartoon Network.
Oh, okay, nice.
But it's good, dude. Like, good.
What's the premise of it?
It's like these two boys that they're like traveling through the woods, and they just get into a whole mess of things. Like honestly, to be able to tell you, like it'd be really hard to tell you like the whole like concept of the story, but it's like it's really cool. It's really whimsical, little mystical, like very funny and just very entertaining. It has a really cool vibe. I don't know if you know what like Cuphead is. Have you ever heard of the game Cuphead?
No.
Well, it is very similar to the game Cuphead. I'm not very into games, but like this is like, I don't know, this game went viral at one point, and it's very similar, like artwork and everything, really similar to that.
Yeah, I have to check it out. Definitely have to check that out. Thanks for the tip.
And it's like short. It's like each episode is like, I don't know, some of them I think are like 10 minutes long, 15 minutes, something like that. Like, but there, I can't remember how many there are. I don't know, like 22 or something. But like we watched the whole thing pretty quick, and it's got to pretty much be something like that because like. Yeah, like I said, we don't make a whole lot of time for shows. Like,
yeah, but back to that, like watching shows or just whatever, like just being a couch potato. It tastes so much sweeter when you've been active doing other things, right?
Yeah,
so like I've learned this, like when
you haven't couch potatoed in a minute.
Because sometimes I'm like overindulgent in the things that I do. So sometimes if I'm like being active and being super busy, I will just do that. There's no downtime, there's no chill time, there's no rest time for Mitchell. He's just go. And then there's other times I can get in the trap where I'm just like a lazy just slug. I'm just like, I'm just oozing on my couch.
Yep.
And I've found that like if I'm like really busy and active and doing a lot of work and doing things, getting out there and just, making things happen, progressing as a person. And then when I sit down and do these mindless self-indulging practices, it tastes so much sweeter, right? Like I'm busy all day, all week rather. And at the end of the week, I sit up, and I got like my feet propped up, I have a cold drink, and I'm like watching Guardians of the Galaxy or something, eating a pizza, and I'm just like, oh, this is just, it's like I'm in heaven, ladies and gentlemen, So I think it's important to find like a good balance with chilling and killing.
Yeah, I feel that. It's like, me and Emily are both like the same way, how we can like, we'll be going hard, like climb for hours and then run and then like just do all of these things outside and stuff, and then like find us like the next day like just straight chill. Like, like I don't know, you like sometimes it's just like a nice reward for going hard.
Oh
and, like, it's funny how you can like enjoy being active so much, like we love being active, but also enjoy like just vegging.
Yeah.
Like both are great.
Yeah, the guy
Good
that
balance.
I follow he made a great analogy on that, and he said that like comfort is wonderful, but people overindulge in it, and he was like, and it's not even the fact that overindulging in it is like not constructive to you, but like it's not even like it's not as enjoyable. He's like, I feel like you should do the things you need to do, take care of business, do your work, build something, create something, hustle, and then earn your comfort. Right. He's like, because it's so much sweeter. It's so much sweeter when you earn comfort. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a hot shower.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
A hot shower feels better when you're cold and you haven't showered in a couple of days.
Right. Right.
Concept.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And like even just eating food, right? I feel like you guys probably eat a lot because you're always super active and like burning all these calories.
We do be grubbing. Yeah. We grub. Like.
Plus, I know Taylor, and Taylor said that Emily eats a lot.
I mean, we definitely did.
Wish we had a camera on her to get her reactions right now. She's like coming apart over there.
We definitely did go in on a piece of cake and a cinnamon roll on the way over here. Like I was driving and she was like, "Here, eat this cake."
Heck yeah, dude! I love it. What's your guilty pleasure in eating stuff? Is it like I even shouldn't say guilty pleasure. What's your go-to for like junk food?
Junk food?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know if I have like one go-to junk food. I mean, I'd indulge in like a laundry list of. I mean, I like sweets. I guess
the reason I'm asking
I would say sweets. I'm big on sweets.
Yeah, I'm asking you this because when I met you guys for the first time, like you had a bunch of healthy foods and stuff for that party, and I was like, and then I found out that you have like mountain climbing. I was like, oh. For everybody that I've ever seen in those communities, they're very active and they're also very healthy. They eat a lot of whole foods and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do eat a lot of whole foods, and I eat a vegan diet as well.
Oh, you're vegan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And so, like, I eat a ton of whole foods as much as like I can. Not probably as much as I should, but like eat a lot of whole foods. But that doesn't mean I don't like reward myself and like like I also indulge. Like like I've gotten pretty good at this point of like keeping it under control. Like like feeling how much I'm like. Yeah, I never let myself like I guess like gain weight. Really, I stay at pretty much the same weight all the time, so I can kind of tell like how many cookies I can afford, and like based on the activity that I did today and yesterday.
I gotcha.
And so, but like sweets are definitely my like indulgent, but like just any sweets really, not like a specific. I mean, favorites are like donuts. I love donuts. But like,
dude, what's your favorite donut brand?
Dude. Well, okay, so there's this company out of Atlanta called Revolution Donuts.
Okay.
And they make really good donuts.
I think I've probably heard of that.
And then there's another one called Five Daughters Bakery that's really famous as well. I think it's out of Nashville.
Okay. Wow.
Those are like my two favorites. And yeah, like they got these like blueberry lemon donuts that are so good. That's like
Nice.
probably like my favorite donut that I've ever had. Just like blueberry lemon donut.
Just go Homer Simpson on it.
Oh no, you know, man. Then like the classic chocolate with the sprinkles and the maple and the orange, like the orange glazed donuts.
Yeah. When it comes to donuts, I'm just a basic. When it comes to it, like I like a plain, flat, regular glazed, just regular, just
you like,
simple.
You like it vanilla.
Yeah, like vanilla.
Not like not the flavor of vanilla.
Right, just standard.
Yeah.
I'm just a plain Jane, regular glazed. That's it.
No chocolate,
I'm French, so when it comes to like sweets and stuff, I'm really into like I don't care much for candy and stuff like that, but I love like pastries and stuff like that, like pies and strudel and cream and all that stuff. Like my dad was telling me that he was like, "Yo, that's the Frenchman in you, son." Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, that's. Are you? You're not vegan, are you? You eat meat, right, Emily? Most of the time. Most of the time. So does it wig you out when she eats meat? You freaking out?
No.
You're like, hey, how dare you?
I don't really wig out about anything. Okay. I mean, like,
I don't know.
Yeah, no. I mean, I just kind of let her do what she do. I don't worry about things.
What do you supplement for protein doing like a vegan diet? Like, how does that work? I don't know anything about vegan diets.
Well, there's a lot of protein in plants, like more than you would imagine. And if you're eating plenty of whole foods, you would never be deficient in protein.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like pretty much the only way to be deficient in protein is to be deficient in calories too. If you're eating enough calories, the amount of calories that your body requires, unless you're eating a diet of beer and margarine,
which is as funny. I was about to say, I know several like legit vegans that eat French fries and all these starchy carbs and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait, isn't the point of this like to be healthier?
Yeah,
like you're just eating like McDonald's French fries all the time, like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's like the prongs. You know, the reasons that anybody would be vegan, and you know, like two of the main ones are, you know, health reasons, but then there's also ethical reasons. So if you're like the type of person that just does not care about their health, but you do care about like animal rights, then you're probably going to end up being the kind of person that just eats junk food all the time, but you just don't eat animal junk food.
One of them, she definitely is about animal rights stuff, so that's why she does it. And then the other person, they are vegan. They don't have like a mission for why they're doing it. They just do it, and then they're not healthy at all. Like anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, there's, you know, regardless of what like diet you subscribe to or what lifestyle you subscribe to, there's a way to like completely trash your diet,
sure,
you know, like, so, I mean, but you know, like assuming you're eating like a good variety of whole foods and you're getting the appropriate amount of calories, you're never going to be deficient in protein. Like the only way to be deficient in protein is to also be deficient in, like, you never hear of somebody like, oh man, I went to the doctor, found out I'm protein deficient. That's not like a thing,
right?
So the only way it would be you're starving yourself, or you're just eating a ridiculous diet of like literally like like butter and beer and
butter and
like
beer.
and like a piece of celery once a month. You know, like you got to be going crazy. Like, but there's plenty of protein in plants, and not to mention there's like for me, I get a lot of protein out of like soy products. You know,
right.
So like it's like soy milk, tofu, which has a bad rap. But if you know what you're doing with it, it can be really good. And then there's I mean, you know, 2021, there's a substitute, an alternative for everything.
Yeah.
If we're talking about like the luxury food items, you know, like Impossible burgers, Beyond Beef burgers, all of that kind of stuff, which is not something I
like a good black bean burger. Those are
but
like, I'm definitely not a vegan, and not even close, but I'll still like eat like vegetarian friendly stuff if it's cooked well. And the first time I had a black bean burger was like at J. Alexander's, and I was like, this is fabulous. This is so good. Yeah. Like I don't miss the meat patty.
Yeah, black bean burgers are really good.
Seasoned well. It's really
and like
good.
You know, if we're gonna talk about like where a lot of protein can come from on a vegan diet, I think it's like it is pretty important. Or like,
oh wait, hold on. Let me ask you this though before I forget, because I'm probably gonna forget this if I don't. How do you feel about mollusks? You know what I mean? Like
mollusks.
Yeah,
like the sea creature.
Yeah. Because I've read so much intel on that about how. Sorry, I'm getting fussed out again. about how they're less complex organisms than plants are.
Mhm.
So I've known some people that are vegan that actually will do that, and then some that are like, well, no, it's still meat or something. So where do you come in that category?
I've watched like one video.
And I don't know a lot of research on it.
Yeah, I've watched like one video from a credible source. That I used to watch a lot of videos from back when I felt like I still needed, I guess, like vegan influence. Because I've been doing this for like, I don't know, like 5 years or something.
Oh, okay.
But like there's one dude that I used to watch, and I watched one video where he talked about it. It's been a while. Supposedly they don't have a central nervous system. I don't want to say anything though, because I like, don't take my word for it, because I don't remember it.
Well, I mean, I don't know anything anyway. So whatever you said,
I don't remember it very well, but it's something about like, like as a vegan, you look at like whether something has a central nervous system. Can it feel pain? Does it desire to live? If you were to try to kill it, would it try to stop you?
Right.
So in terms of like ethics and animal rights, that's like what you look at, to like determine ethics kind of. And something, like there's supposedly a sect of vegans that have determined that the mollusks, if I'm saying it right,
Mollusks,
they meet a criteria that makes it ethical to eat them, and like maybe, but like I don't really like, that's kind of like pointless, because like, dude, I'm not about to like do whatever I gotta do to make that be a primary part of my diet, because I can just eat plants.
Well,
like,
I mean, some
like my
people,
diet.
some people it might be like a preference just because they like to eat it.
Yeah,
not
it's
even
like,
because they're like, oh, I gotta like get this so I can have some seafood or something. I don't know.
It's weird to me because it's such an uncommon food, and it takes a lot of work to get that food. It's like kind of like, we could just like not, unless you're just like somebody that really likes those, and you can find a way to prove that it's ethical to eat them, I guess. Okay, but it's not like relevant. It doesn't seem relevant to me, nor would I like try to. It would be like to go out of my way to like find out if it was like.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
I was just curious about that, because I was reading an article about it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I never even. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff.
Yeah,
I just do what I do.
Yeah. While I don't want to like make this end up being just a podcast about veganism, because I'm not like
veganism.
I'm not like crazy about it or anything. I'm not one of those people that are
no,
like,
I'm only asking because I'm curious about it, man. Like I don't like the people that I know that are vegan. I haven't really had conversations with them about their veganism.
Yeah.
So
it's
I'm
like
just
something
learning.
like I could talk all day about it, but like I actively try not to, because I ain't trying to be one of those people. But I would say, like, since you asked about the protein thing, there is this one source. It's called seitan. It's an ancient food that was developed by the monks. It's really cool. Like, just to mention how it came to be, but it was developed by the monks, and it's like you take like wheat dough, you wash the starch out of it entirely, and you end up with this really like tough meat like dough. It's like really dense. Yeah. And what it is so gluten is the protein found in wheat. Right. And so if you have celiac disease, stay away from this. But if you don't, then it's a really good source of protein. It becomes this really dense. It's just vital wheat gluten. So it is like the isolated protein from wheat. And it's like this dough, right? And then when you cook it, it's very meat-like. Like, I mean, it just tastes like meat, especially if you do what you do to meat to flavor it, like,
right, yeah.
Use all of the flavorings that you would on, like, steak or burgers or whatever. Or whatever you're trying to make. I mean, it can be processed in a way where it imitates, like, any kind of meat that you can imagine. It tastes really good. And it's so high in protein, like, it's higher, per, whatever unit you would like to use, let's say like per ounce or whatever weight, whatever kind of unit you would like to divvy it up into, or per calorie. It's higher in protein than chicken breast.
Oh wow!
So it's a very dense source of protein for anybody trying to eat a plant-based diet to use. It's kind of expensive though, so I don't really use it a lot, and like to make it yourself, it kind of takes a bit of work. So I don't use it a lot, but I just feel like it's pretty noteworthy to like mention that things like that exist.
Sure,
you know?
I didn't know about it till now. Did you know about that, Terrence? Yeah, I didn't know about it till now.
Yeah. So like,
What?
yeah,
Seitan weed.
yeah. Everybody always makes the joke. It's like it's Seitan. It's pronounced Seitan, but
Seitan.
you know, it's almost impossible not to note that. Oh, that sounds a lot like Satan. I saw a shirt one time that it said "Hail Satan."
That's awesome.
And I was like, wow,
You should get that shirt, Jim.
You're really coming up with something there.
So earlier I was talking to you about how I almost asked you if you wanted to drink some wine on the podcast. And just for the record, I only offered drinks to people that I either really like, I'm really close friends with, or people that I really like.
Yeah.
So you should take that as a compliment, my
Oh,
man.
cool. I appreciate it.
Even though technically we didn't do it, so I guess.
Yeah. You holding out on me. We didn't have. You changed your mind.
I'm a bad friend.
Nah, I do enjoy like a good cab
You said
sav.
you're more into beer though.
Yeah,
than
dude, I
wine.
love beer. I don't drink often at all, but when I do, I was just talking about this yesterday. We were having a few beers after climbing, and I was like, man, I did not ever expect to like beer as much as I do. But man, there's a lot of really good beer in Birmingham, and I love beer.
Craft beer, dude, is the bee's knees here in
I
Birmingham.
like don't drink often at all, like once a week, you know.
Yeah,
but
same
like,
here.
But like,
Well, maybe
man,
twice.
when I do, dude, beer is so good. But I mean, I like a good glass of wine. I never like get wine on like of my own accord, but if it ever comes my way, I'm like, yeah, you know, a good cab sav or like Pinot Noir.
Yeah,
It was really good. I like
yeah,
reds.
I like Merlot.
Yeah,
Merlot's
my
good.
mom loves wine, so like one time there's like a
I feel like that's like all moms.
yeah,
Right?
honestly,
All moms just have like a glass of wine.
yeah,
Come on in, clean your feet.
right. So like the town that I work in, Calera, like there's two really good wineries,
Okay,
vineyards.
nice.
And I took her to one of them one time, and we did like a whole wine taste testing thing.
Oh,
And that was
dude.
fun. It was like really good wines.
Yeah, me and Cheyenne went to this place called the Grand Chateau in Georgia. It was like for a work event that she was doing, and we went to a wine taste because they have a vineyard out there. So we did a wine tasting event. Now, granted, I'd never done one prior to this, and when you do like a wine tasting event, really what you want to do is kind of like pace yourself for X amount of time.
Mhm.
And we got there super late, and we had like an hour to work with, and then we had to go meet with like her coworkers for this like business dinner that night.
Mhm.
But we had already paid for it, and we had like seven glasses of wine.
Mhm.
And we sat there and we were enjoying the gardens and all this stuff. And I was like, man, this is so awesome. We're sipping and we're kind of buzzing a little bit. And I was like, oh, this is so great. We're probably like on our second glass of wine. Then I look at the time, and I was like, oh my gosh, we got to get to your thing in like 40 minutes or 35 minutes or something like that. And she was like, oh, well, I mean, I guess we could just like have like, I don't know, a couple more glasses and just call it quits. I was like, what? No, we paid all this money for this. We got to get all of this. So after that second glass of wine, we essentially were just shooting glasses of wine that we were trying. I was like, oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. Another one. Dude, we got so freaking plastered.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We didn't get plastered.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Mom.
Like especially if you're used to drinking like beer, you know, like when I took my mom to that one winery, I was like we were just we were drinking them probably, or I was at least drinking them faster than I guess like a wine connoisseur would.
Yeah.
I'm just like used to drinking beer, and I'm just like trying these wines. There was a moment where I was like, dang, Mom, I'm kind of drunk.
Yeah.
You know?
Overall, man, like in comparison, like wine will really get you where you're trying to go a lot quicker than beer with. As a whole.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're drinking some beer that has like high
It feels a
alcohol
little
content.
different too.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I think it goes into the bloodstream faster or whatever, because the body's not filtering through like all these other carbohydrates and stuff, I think.
Mhm.
I guess.
So,
I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, I'm not a wino. I like wine, I guess, with dinner sometimes.
Mhm.
And other things like that. I like twirling it in the glass.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, but I do it.
Yeah, no, they do a thing. Well, they'll like twirl it in the glass, and then
There's some science behind it. Something about the oxygen or something. I don't
Well,
know.
there's another thing where like you twirl it in the glass, and so now it's clinging to the sides of the glass, and then it's gonna fall down. And when it falls down, it creates these lines. There's like space in between where it falls down, and it depends on like the viscosity of the particular wine. And you call that those lines that it creates, like where the wine is left in like these patterns. They call that the legs of the wine, and that's how like some people like determine the quality of it. I don't know. I have like a buddy that I call Uncle Jeff, and he taught me like a bunch of wine stuff. He's like a wine connoisseur.
Nice.
I kind of forgot everything he taught me, but that's one of the things that stuck with me.
Nice. That's cool, dude. Yeah, I want to start like have a wine bar and call it Where the Wine Things Are.
Nice.
Like that one, Chance?
Where the wine
Said that one
things
for you. So, dude,
What's up?
tell us about. You're an artist, man, and you make some hellicious looking art. I was like stalking you on Instagram the other day. I was just looking through your art. I was like, man, this cat, Jeebus.
I messed up, man. I should have brought some examples of my work to hold up and shout myself out.
It's okay. So what's? Yeah, maybe I don't know. So what's that all about? Like, how long have you been like painting and drawing? Where does that come from?
All right. I grew up watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z. Like as a kid, I was a huge Dragon Ball Z
Sweet,
fan.
dude.
You know, like Pokemon, Naruto, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up with those shows.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I drew a lot, like a lot. There's like I went back and found like drawings from like when I was in like 4th grade. You know, just like books of just like drawings of these characters that I liked and stuff. And my mom used to like tell me that I was going to be an artist one day because of all that. You know, I guess just like all the kids that love to draw, you know, in their
Sure.
books.
Yeah.
But evidently I was like particularly good at it. I didn't like recognize that then or anything. But like, I do have some drawings that I look back at and I'm like, dang, 8-year-old me did that. Okay. But
Yeah.
and then I didn't end up like doing like beyond that phase of life where I just wanted to draw all these like characters I liked. You know, I started like getting more into like playing baseball and stuff like that. And
Nice.
so I didn't end up doing anything with it until I was in art class in high school. And like basically pretty much the first day when the teacher, you start out with these assignments where it's like, let's learn how to do perspective lines and stuff like that. The art teacher there, her name was Mitzi Yarbrough. She was really cool. She came in every day smelling like weed and coffee. And like and cigarettes. Like she was really cool. She was also a yoga teacher. Ended up teaching my mom yoga.
Awesome.
But
Did she have the really thick Southern accent?
no. I guess
I'm visualizing her in my head right
I mean, no, I guess she probably did because
now.
like
She has a Southern accent.
everybody there did.
Hey, y'all seen Dolores? Where's my pins at?
Yeah, I should what's the word? I should alter my statement there. She came in every day smelling like cigarettes and coffee, and all of the students like could acknowledge how much of a hippie she was and accused her of totally being a pothead.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually know if she ever came in smelling like weed. She probably didn't, but everybody was like, "Oh, she's smoking some weed." But like I don't even think I at that age probably wouldn't have even recognized the smell of weed or anything like that. But she was that type, you know, like small old woman, like short, like pixie cut.
Those
like
are my favorites.
loves she's and art, and she's just there she's just like vibing every day, really like really just happy, energetic little woman, like ready to teach you about some art. Anyway, I was like, yo, Miss Yarbrough, can I just try to paint something? Like anything I want, please? And she was like, sure. I'll take you up on that. And she like let me just paint whatever I wanted to. Like we weren't even supposed to be messing with paints and paintbrushes or anything yet, but I don't know. She let me do it for whatever reason. And so then I did like my first painting ever, and it was like this blue landscape full of like these creepy blue trees, and it's on my account. And it was like, I mean, like I don't like to refer to how good my art is, or like toot my own horn or anything, or like say, oh man, it was so good, you know. But like it was like
spoken like a true artist.
I did a good enough job that she was like, okay, you don't have to do any of these assignments. I'll give you the grades if you just keep making cool art. And so every day I would come into art and I would just put in my headphones and like make whatever I wanted to make. Everybody would be doing like the assigned assignments, and I would just get grades. And then I ended up like I would always every day like. Well, for the rest of high school, I just ended up being in the art room a lot. Every day, like I would leave whatever class I could to go to art, and then also go to art when I had art. So I just did a lot of artwork back then, and I would sell stuff, do stuff for people. And then after high school, I didn't do art anymore ever again because I went to college. and it was not for art. And originally it was going to be for art and theater, and then I changed my mind, let the world convince me to do something that would make me more guaranteed money, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Went to college, just put down the paintbrushes and the pencil and all that. Didn't pick it back up until years later. And it was COVID that made me want to pick it back up. I was like, man, I used to love art. And so I was furloughed for a while, so I had some free time, and I picked the art back up. This was, like COVID, so it was like last year.
Right.
And I was like, I'm gonna try to sell some stuff, and I made an art account. Tried like my first attempt at a realism drawing. I did like a realistic drawing of Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker.
Oh,
and
excellent.
And it was like I achieved a level of realism that I wasn't even ever able to achieve before. And I was like, okay, somehow I guess I got better at art in all these years of not doing art. I think just like growing up and like having the mental capacity to like focus on things and, like look at what something really looks like and like try to imitate that.
Yeah.
Like I think I just got better. Just like in maturing, must have like had like a greater capacity for it. But yeah, so I was like, all right, let's see what I can do. I'm gonna try a photorealism painting, and then I did some paintings for my sisters of my nephews and stuff, and I just started doing stuff and selling stuff and doing like commission-based artwork. I did a mural for somebody in their house, and yeah. So
is that you? So now you, I guess, from a monetary sense, you kind of freelance doing it. You do like pieces for people, and they ask,
they
pay you like you're like, oh, I'll do this for blah blah blah. Dude, you should like open up an art studio or something.
Well, yeah.
Seriously.
So
have you ever thought about that?
That's the dream. Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Cool.
I would love that.
Totally should, man.
Speaking
of, have you been to the Van Gogh thing? That's
I have not,
dude.
But a buddy of mine went. I saw like he put something on his story the other day.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I saw that.
It'll be here till January 2nd. So
I didn't know it was
plenty
here.
Of time to
a buddy of mine went to it and put it on his story, and I didn't realize it was here. I assumed that he just somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I have not been to that. I didn't realize that it was here until you said that. But
it's good. I want a Van Gogh, go.
Yeah, dude. I'll have to check that out while it's still here. But
if you like Van, I assume you might not like Van
just
Gogh.
Like art in general.
Yeah,
I like everything.
Paint me like your French girls, Jim.
Pose. We'll do it right here.
Everybody gets that reference, right? I just want to make sure this room gets the Okay.
Make sure I didn't say that for no reason.
Paint me like your French girls, Jack.
It's got real weird on y'all. No, everybody's seen the Titanic, right?
I hope so.
Or at least heard that quote and has been told that that's from the Titanic.
I was watching the scene last night where he's at the dinner table all schnazzy and he's like telling, hey, like won the ticket with a lucky hand of poker or whatever. And yeah, it's super funny.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Heck
good
yeah.
old Leo DiCaprio. But yeah, man, I think you should open a studio, seriously.
Yeah, it got to the point where
seriously, you're that good. In my opinion, right? I can boost you up because I'm not you, so I don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I think
gas me up.
You're fantastic, dude. Fantastic.
I appreciate it, and I'll take your word for it. And I would love to. Whoa, this table's shaped like a guitar pick. That's kind of cool. I just noticed that. Anyway, yeah, I would love to open up a studio or something like. I would love to open up a studio or something like that, but like it got to the point where I have a full-time job too, so it got to the point where like I couldn't keep up with it. Like the people were like, "How's that going? Are you getting like, are you getting commissions and stuff? Are you having any trouble doing that?" And I'm like, dude, I can't keep them back. I can't keep up with them, and that's how it got. It was like I can't do all of these paintings. Somebody would come to me like every day, like, "Will you do this for me? Will you do this for me?" And like most people aren't even prepared to charge or prepared to pay how much I would even have to charge. So like it was hard to keep up with. And so, but I ended up basically doing enough to prove to myself that if I were to quit my job, I could probably sustain myself pretty well on it.
Yeah.
Because like I did a mural, made some good money on that, realized like, I could do something with this, like just be a mural artist and stuff like that. But yeah, right now I still have my job, and it's like just a matter of figuring out like how I want to transition.
I feel like you've got plenty of time to kind of figure it out and just take baby steps and just see what happens.
I ain't stressing about it. Like my next step, I would like to do just like sell prints, like stuff that's my digital artwork prints that's reproducible, so I can sell as many of them as I want.
Yeah.
So, $10 to $20 a pop, and like if I could get I need to like open up an Etsy page for that kind of stuff or something like that. Just have some kind of online platform where I could like promote and sell my artwork via prints.
Yeah.
that would be the next step.
Nice, yeah.
Because I could keep up with that.
Yeah, you should do it. Too. You ever do any of the art events around town, like art walk or art crawl and stuff like that? I think they just closed down.
Nothing like that, but I recently had like a table at a comedy, like a little comedy club thing. Okay. And I just like set up a table there and just have my art there.
Sweet.
Yeah, that was cool.
Doing the vendor thing.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. That's the only time I've done the vendor thing. I would like to do that more, but like, yeah, it'll come with time.
Nice. That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
You just keep doing what you're doing, man. I think you're in a pretty good direction right now.
For sure.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know you that well.
Yeah. I mean, everything works out.
Yeah. So I hope you've had fun so far being on the show. Like, have you ever done anything like this before?
No.
Audio, radio, podcasts?
Mm-mm.
Well, you're doing a good job, man. Now I'm going to get to the part of the show where I try to take people a little bit deeper and ask them about their struggles personally or...
Is that the deeper knob? You just
yeah.
Let's turn up the deep.
Right now the lights are going to cut low. There's going to be some ominous music playing in the background. Doom, doom, doom. But what are some of the things you, Mr. Jim, monsters under your bed and in your closet, your own personal demons that you fight with, man? What do you wrestle with?
I think my answer is probably going to be kind of different than most people.
That's everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, like
everybody says that.
I'm a pretty happy dude.
Like I can tell. You really are.
I'm kind of never sad about anything for more than like 30 seconds. But
that's
like
good.
But then there's like issues that come with that. I think like I kind of thought about it a little bit. What I might say if you ask me like what I wrestle with.
Yeah.
So this isn't entirely off the cuff. But like yeah, there's like I'm a really like happy, like fun loving dude, and like I've been what I would consider like depressed like once in my life, and it didn't last too long, and so I've never struggled with like too much like that, but there are problems that come with being like that, like being if you're always like a pretty happy dude, I guess like the biggest thing that I would say I wrestle with is like when you're like that, it's like if you ever have like have this moment of like a little bit of a personality shift, you're having I guess like a particularly bad day, or just like you're tired or whatever, and like or you get a little annoyed by something or something somebody said or whatever, and you are like not that, you just like present yourself in maybe like a more grumpy way, or you say something negative, like for the first time in a month. Like whenever I do that, like that gets to me. Or like I guess I can give like an example, like if I'm at home chilling and like just kind of enjoying my time to myself at home,
right?
And I've like used a lot of my social energy in that day or in the past few days, and like one of my roommates like is talking to me, and I'm not like a total ray of sunshine on him, and I'm a little bit dry with him, and like maybe like come off as not not like I'm not being a good listener at the time, or I didn't really like engage in a conversation with them, or kind of didn't even want to, whatever. I'm just kind of negative, just like not my usual self. That like gets to me when that happens. I'm like later, I'm like, you did not perform, Jim. That was not you. Like you're not staying true to yourself there. And then I get like down on myself about that a little bit. Like, I'm just kind of like, man, I didn't keep up the act. not to say that it's an act, but I didn't play the part of myself there, and it sucks. So
I mean, that's the part about being a human being, right? Like we're perfectly imperfect,
right?
So you're not going to be hitting home runs every time,
right? You're right, and but like, I guess like I am my own worst critic. So like,
you're an artist too.
Yeah,
seriously,
yeah.
That's a formality that really sticks.
Yeah,
Cheyenne, she's with her music. Like she'll do stuff that makes me cry. She makes me cry, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then she's like, "Yeah, I really screwed up on that last thing. It just sounded terrible." And I was like, "What? I'm crying."
Yeah,
I'm crying here.
Like I can show somebody a painting, and like I have like a whole list of things I hate about it. Like things that did not come out how I wanted it to.
Yeah,
and like but like it looks amazing to whoever I'm showing it to. And I'm like, I can tell you everything wrong with that, and like point out all these little things. So yeah, I'm like my own worst critic for sure. And that really, I guess that really gets to me whenever I'm not like, I'm just not like a ray of sunshine like I want to always be. Or like me and Emily were climbing together the other day, and like I said something negative, and I was like, and like I noticed that she was a little bit taken aback by like how negative it was, because I never say negative things. Like I'm just a positive dude.
Yeah.
But I did, and then I was like, I felt really bad about it because I was like, hey, no, don't do that. So
yeah,
I guess that's like the hard part about being like, like just a happy dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could probably think of a couple other things that I wrestled with, but that's like
the main
thing.
The
thing that comes to
fight around with.
Comes to mind the most.
Well, I mean, like everybody's gonna have an off day. There's like no, like you are a cool dude. You're super chill. You're super happy. You're also very energetic and infectious. Like I want to get outside and climb this tree right now. Seriously, I want to go back to the gym.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like something else that's like torn from the same cloth as that is like, I mean, like being like I'm like all over the place. Always doing something. Bouncing around from place to place, doing all these things. I'm kind of ADD, so like sometimes I just like do something stupid. Like whether it's like something stupid driving or like just say something comes out stupid and it didn't make any sense or whatever, whatever I'll do that'll make me feel stupid. That's just another, like I said, it's torn from the same cloth. It's like another thing where I'm my own worst critic. Whenever I do stuff like that, I'm like stupid.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man.
I'm very critical of myself.
I'm constantly judging myself, but I feel like it's also, I mean, it can be a bad thing if you go crazy with it. You're like borderlining, flirting around with perfectionism, which can be a trap, a big trap. Analysis paralysis. But it's good because it makes you better, right? It makes you better. It makes you
it's constructive in its
better speech or move better, think better.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good thing. I mean,
it kind of it goes along with like having really high expectations of yourself. And that's just like I think that's like a self-induced kind of thing.
Yeah.
I kind of do like flirt around with like borderline perfectionism with myself. I'm like a little bit of a perfectionist, especially in art, dude. Like in art, that's a problem because
I'm sure
I can like I will try to do something that's I want this to be kind of chaotic and imperfect. Yeah. And then I'll like naturally I will be trying not to be a perfectionist about it, and then so it's like not intended to look realistic because I'm trying to not go for the realism thing. I'll like be doing it and I'll step back and be like, dang, I made that look too real. And it's like because that's the perfectionist side of me. But it's funny because I'm not a perfectionist. It's like I don't expect anybody or anything ever to be perfect. But like it's easy to get kind of like being your own worst critic. It's easy to like get kind of perfectionist like about yourself.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a good thing. Like the way I look at it, my credo for it is that I understand that perfection with people doesn't exist, but like it gives me something to keep chasing. Like I'm always chasing to be perfect with that, but I'm never going to catch it. But it keeps me running. It keeps me moving.
Yeah, it's kind of like the concept like they say like when you start weightlifting, that from the day you start weightlifting, you will always be small. Like right, like you're constantly, no matter how good you get, you'll want to get better. That's like that's kind of like an athlete's mentality too.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
There's no such thing as like good enough in a sense. It sounds like a bad thing, but like if you have that mentality, that's not like a bad thing. It's just like this is what keeps me going. I want to be good as possible.
So let me ask you this question, man. This is one I really like. I get a lot of good feedback on it. If anybody's wondering what's happening, I'm getting too close to the mic.
Close to the mic.
I got to get back. My producer's telling me to get back.
Dude, we're in a pandemic, bro.
I know. What's wrong? Social distance. But if we had a telephone time machine, right? This little thing, you could dial it at any point in your past. Let's say it's the past that you only had that one moment in life where you're depressed, and you can pick that telephone time machine up and call Jim then. And you don't have to go into details about it. It's your own private stuff. I understand. But you pick that phone up and you dial him into the past, and you're him from the future. What do you say to that Jim? And dude, why?
That'd be fun. That'd be such a fun conversation. I pick that phone up. I'd be like, "What up, past self?" Dude, bro, you ain't got no idea. how awesome your life finna get, cuz just keep on going. Do exactly what you are doing, you know, because like whatever you're going through right now, it don't even matter because it's gonna put you in the right place. Because like I don't know, I'm really happy, dude. Things are going great. You know, I got like an awesome relationship. You know, I'm like really active in my Catholic faith and really active with the church, and like I got you know, a lot of like goals, you know, a lot of really good things to look forward to in the future.
Yeah.
Found myself in a really good, happy place where like I love got a lot of friends, got like life is good. Like life is really great. So I would definitely talk to my past self and be like, bro, what you doing right now? I know it sucks, but it's gonna put you in the right place. You know, like it's gonna be worth it. Just hold out. Cause really like, I guess I would say that like this time in my life right now is like, I feel like I am like exactly the person that I had always hoped to be, and I have like a lot to look forward to right now. And
Nice.
so that's definitely what I would tell like my past self. You know, everything happens for a reason.
Right on, dude. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. All right. In finality, I'll close up with this question. At the end of the day, Jim, one day when you are gone from this mortal coil we call home here on Earth, what legacy do you want to leave behind, man? What do people they etch into your stone? What poems do they write about you? What do they say?
Oh man. Well, you know, like I want to, you know, I want to have a really awesome, big, happy, loving, virtuous family, and you know, like a really great family life. And so I would hope that one day I am acknowledged as being a really good dad. And that I have been devout in my faith, and you know, also with art in mind and rock climbing in mind. Oh man, I'd like to do some really big stuff there. You know, I hope I have some like big artistic acknowledgments, and like maybe a rock climbing acknowledgement. You know, like I like pretty good at climbing. I could end up doing some like cool ascents. I don't know, but like maybe that's a little bit, you know, people are out there actually doing the crazy stuff. So like, it's just like kind of a pipe dream. But first and foremost, I hope that, you know, I'm revered as being like a godly man who was a really good dad and led, like, you know, created an awesome lineage. And so that's first and foremost. But artistically speaking, you know, like I'm working on doing some religious artwork and stuff right now, and so I would love it if like somehow like my religious artwork got noticed, and you know, if I could get like some things published or something in life. Man, there's a lot of goals, you know, like and you know, I want to see as much of the world as possible between now and the time I die. So maybe I'll meet enough people along the way and make enough impressions to have, you know, something of a legacy to be spoken of.
Heck yeah, dude. Climb to the top, man.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. Emily, you should marry this guy. If you don't, I will. Thanks for being on the show, bro. Thanks for being on the show, man.
Yeah,
Seriously,
appreciate
it. So before we go, though, I would love for you. Oh, I could hear it clipping. Before we go, let me get you to post, or not post. Let me get you to promote your social media stuff, your art page, and all those other things, man, and whatever you do with climbing, and just plug in, bro.
Yeah. So I guess first I should mention my art account. My art account is on Instagram is at Arts by Jim. So ARTSBYJIM. And then like just like my main account is Jim is Wright. My last name's Wright, so like JIMISWRIGHT. But yeah, most importantly, go check out my art account. Got some cool things coming, and I'm excited to kind of further my business as an artist. So if you have any interest in artistic things and whatnot, and supporting a homie, check out Instagram Arts by Jim.
Sweet. Thanks for being on the show, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode today. My buddy Jim on here talking about just all the cool things in his life and how he's such a happy, cool, happy-go-lucky guy. And he's got a lot of energy. And I implore people to try to be more energetic, right? It's better to live life, with some kind of purpose for what you want out of whatever you're trying to get out of it, I guess. I don't know. I'm talking in circles. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public. For the video content, to see all these pretty faces, go to YouTube, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for more content. Leave us a review. It helps us show up in algorithms. And tell people, like, I see a lot of people a lot of the times tell me that they love the show and stuff. Well, if you love the show, then tell people about it. Share it if you believe in it. If you don't, then don't. But if you do, then get it out there so we can spread our message. In closing, I think that what's important, like he climbs, I'm going to use an analogy about climbing, but like, I think what's really important is not necessarily when you are trying to climb to get to the summit and plant your flag. That's not the most important part, I think. The middle part, the climb itself, the treachery, the treacherous terrain, the danger, that's the stuff that you should love, and that's what you should do. Because if you're just doing it just so you can plant your flag, then I feel like you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. Like your heart should be in it and everything that you are doing, right? Don't do it just for fame or fortune, but do it for you, because a happier you makes a happier world. I know that sounds cheesy. Put it on a sandwich and have a glass of wine with it. What do you wrestle with and how can you beat it? One love.